This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Today, I want to talk to you quickly about something I just read about Coach Prime and his economic impact on the University of Colorado. According to conservative estimates, you guys won't believe this. According to conservative estimates of Coach Prime's economic value to the University of Colorado, the USA Today is actually estimating that he has earned the university more than $250 million. Yeah, that's $250 million, $280 million to be precise. If you consider the fact that he's only paid $5 million a year, I would say this is the business deal of the century. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under the B1 condition. B1 means we are Black first. Black first means we put our community at the top of our priority list. We don't hate white people. We just focus on loving Black people. If you agree with this philosophy, put a B1 in the chat. Let me know also what city you're from. Also, let me know if you can hear me. Give me a yes really quickly if you can hear me. We don't have much time this morning. I'm actually taking a flight down to the Black Wealth and Power Conference in Austin, Texas. So I'm going to actually have to bounce out in a minute because my wife is going to be coming in here in approximately 5 minutes to tell me that it's time for us to go to the airport. So I want to say good morning to Tony C. and El Haj and Sabri Garland. I see you, Phil Jones, Tony C, Francis Lundy. I see you. And good morning to everybody on TikTok. Be really careful on TikTok because there's literally 50 or 60 fake TikTok accounts. I saw one TikTok account that was fake, pretending to be me, and they had more followers than I did, which is the craziest thing. And so anyway, they, literally it's the most ridiculous thing. But anyway, I see somebody says they live in Austin. Well, yeah, if you want to come to the Black Wealth and Power Conference, it's going to be pretty awesome. I'll put something on my Instagram. My Instagram is Dr. Boyce Finance. I'll put the flyer up there. It should be up there already, but I'll put it up there again so you guys can see it. All right, hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. All right, so let me share something with you. You guys know I mentioned this early. I was one of the first people, the first person that I knew of who talked about this. And but again, I see certain things because I have a PhD in finance. I can see the economics. I can hear the cha-chings before they begin. And when Coach Prime went to Colorado, I made a statement, and Max Kellerman at ESPN was the only person who took my statement and shared it with the world. And he understood what I was saying. And I appreciate the fact that Max Kellerman took the time to process what I was trying to explain. I explained at that time that Deion Sanders was severely underpaid by Colorado, that Colorado had made the business deal of the century, and that basically Sanders was going to probably make them at least over the course of his contract, at least $500 million. And that's if everything went bad. If everything goes according to plan, he'll make them over $1 billion. He'll be their $1 billion man. They'll make at least $100 million a year off of him. And I was being super, super conservative when I said that. I was being really nice because the problem is I have people that don't understand finance who will argue with me all day long and get mad at me because I did an analysis. And so I said, you know what? Just to make it easy on people so that they don't freak out, I'm going to give a conservative number, $100 million a year. But the truth is, when I did the math, I said, holy crap, it's not going to be 100 million. It's going to be several $100 million a year. And USA Today, since people tend to believe financial analysis when it comes from white people, right? They don't believe my PhD is real, apparently. Some people don't because I'm Black. You know, that's what it is. It's life. Anyway, USA Today did their own analysis, and they came out with a really interesting number. They said that so far in the first 4 games alone, Coach Prime has generated $280 million for the University of Colorado. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? He's generated $280 million for the University of Colorado. They broke that down into the increase in ticket sales. They weren't selling tickets last year. They couldn't sell their tickets. They couldn't give them away last year. Now, even the nosebleed crappy tickets are going for $300-$400. The crappy tickets are going for $300-$400. I can imagine what the box seats are going for. I can imagine what the 50-yard line seats are going for. So literally, the increase in ticket sales, the increase in merch, the increase in television coverage. They estimated that just the TV coverage alone to be worth $250 million. And that's not for the whole season. That's not for his whole 5-year, $29.5 million contract. That's not for the whole 5 years. That's for the first 4 games. The first one. Do you people understand? Give me a yes if you're following what I'm saying. I need you to understand the gravity of what I just told you. I need you to process this, meditate on what I said for a moment, because think about this. This man, in the first 4 games of his 5-year deal, has already earned for that campus 10 times more than he will be paid for the next 5 years. He could quit right now. He could quit after the first 3 weeks on the job or whatever and still have earned a 10x return for that university. I mean, is anybody else as shocked as I am? Is anybody else understanding this? Imagine if you made an investment and somebody said, I got a business for you. It's going to cost you $29,000. $29,000. And you go pay $29,000, but you ain't even got to put down the whole $29,000. You put down the first five. The first five. And then that $5,000, that business that you put $5,000 into, makes you $250,000. Is that, give me a yes or no if you understand how that would be the deal of the century. Give me a yes or no if you understand how that could literally elevate you overnight. Give me a yes or no if you understand the gravity of generational wealth that the University of Colorado, who's mostly white, has created for their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, etc. Do you understand how this man single-handedly has elevated this institution to another level? He's increased their endowments by hundreds of millions of dollars. Do you understand? Give me a yes. I need to know that people are getting what I'm saying here. This is epic. This is major. This is a big old deal. Now I'm going to break this down really quick because I ain't got much time. I got to go. But I love Coach Prime. Let me start by saying that because the Negro naysayers get mad when you are honest. They get mad at the truth. They get mad when you tell it like it is. And I'm a fan of Coach Sanders. I got his jersey on my wall. It's a signed autographed Cowboys jersey because I love that man. I admire him. I respect him. I think he's a great father. I love what he's doing. He's a great guy. But let me say this. I as much as I love Coach Prime, I love the Black community more. As much as I care about him and his family, I care about you and your family more. I'm sorry. No disrespect, Coach Prime, but I love Black people more than I love you. I love Black people more than I love the University of Colorado because Colorado is a school that does not even hire Black people to do anything other than play basketball or football. That's all they bring Black people in for. I went to Colorado. My daughter lived in Denver, and I went down and I saw a wall of all their professors, and almost every single person was white. Every single person was white. So they don't hire Black people to do anything other than play football and maybe coach football. That's it. They have a couple of Black people here and there, diversity hires, of course. Of course, there's exceptions to every rule. But generally speaking, they say, look, we don't want Black people here for nothing other than playing a damn sport. And so here's what effectively I want to help you understand. Is we talk about Black wealth. I have a new book. It's called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. It explains in precise detail why Black wealth is dropping, why Black wealth will go to zero by the year 2053. It explains in extreme detail why Black people don't have wealth and white people have all the money. Well, if you want to understand why this happens, I need you to go also read another book called Powernomics, where Dr. Claude Anderson explains something called the doctrine of unequal exchange. The doctrine of unequal exchange, basically, it examines millions of situations, not just this one, where they gave you this much and they got that much. Where they go and they get a Coach Prime. They did it with Jackie Robinson. They've been doing this. This is like a football play that scores a touchdown every time. They've been running this offense since 16-19. Okay, so it's where they give you this much and they take that much. It's where they come in and they say, we'll offer you $5 million a year. That's a lot of money, ain't it? Ooh, it is a lot of money, right? And then they come around and pay attention now. The Colorado athletic director, literally, when they said, well, where are you going to get the money to pay Coach Prime $29 million over 5 years? You know what he said? Y'all know anybody remember what he said? He said, we don't have the money. He said, we don't have the money, but we'll get it. We'll get it. That means we're gonna take it out that ass. we gonna get it. We already know what we gonna do. We know we can market this boy, and we gonna make a whole lot of money. so we'll have the money. We ain't got it now, but we will have it later. Right? Because we know that in the first year of this guy being here, he's going to make us at least $100 million. I don't think they anticipated $250 million. I don't think they thought he would make $280 million in the first 4 games, but that was probably a pleasant surprise. But they knew they were going to be able to pull at least $100 million a year out of this $5 million hire. Now, give me a yes or no. If I told you could invest in a business that was going to cost you $5,000 a year and you would make $100,000 a year off that business, would you make that investment? Yes or no? And I would say yes, right? And the other thing that bothers me, I'll be honest with you, is that this was Black people's money. Deion is a member of the Black community. Deion Sanders, his swag, his charisma, his talent, that was built by Black people. Last time I checked, Deion Sanders' mama that launched that amazing child out of her body, she not only use the word launch, that sounds weird, but that mother that gave birth to this extraordinary athlete, extraordinary human being, she came from our community. He came out of our family. That is our asset. That is our resource. And I want to ask you this. Can you think of anything that we have been able to extract as Black people from the Jewish community that has made us a 10x return in the first 4 weeks on the job? Can you think of a Jewish rapper, a Jewish basketball player, Jewish anything, where he came into our community and made $250 million for us in the first 4 weeks? Can you think of any white asset, any Asian asset, anybody from the Arab community that's come in and just set it off for Black people? No, a Black with generational wealth at a 10x level. Can you think of that? So here's what I need y'all to understand. And give me a guess if you can hear me without getting into this whole you be hating stupid conversation, these juvenile, childish discussions. I'm 52 years old. I ain't got time to have childish conversations. Give me a guess if you can hear me without getting caught up in this nonsense about, well, you just be hating on Coach Pride. You be hating on that man. I don't hate him. I got his jersey on my wall. You ain't even got his jersey up there. I got his jersey up there because I love this guy. I'm not talking negatively about him. What I'm talking about is that the fact that the wealth disappears because we do these lopsided deals that are very short-sighted, where we can't understand the necessity of building the kind of economic infrastructure that allows the wealth to be extracted for us. If Coach Prime's at an HBCU, no, he doesn't make $250 million in the first 4 weeks. That's really hard to do. But maybe he makes $100 million a year over the next 20 or 30 years. And also maybe there's a string of thousands of Black-owned businesses that build off of the energy and the attention and the wealth being brought to Jackson. And next thing you know, in less than a generation, Jackson is one of the wealthiest cities in the country. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand how this game works? I'm explaining the game of economics to y'all. If you can't play the long game, then you will lose. If you play in the paycheck game, you're losing. If all you saw was, man, he's getting $5 million a year. That's a lot of money. $5 million a year ain't shit compared to 280. I'm sorry, excuse my French. I'm not gonna cuss no more. I gotta go. My wife's waiting on me. $5 million a year ain't nothing. That's PP money compared to $250 million. Deion Sanders was not a hire. He was not a coaching hire. He was not an employee. Deion Sanders was a corporate acquisition. They acquired a whole damn corporation. And they pulled it out with half the Black community saying, way to go. This is so awesome. He finally got the opportunity he deserved. Thank you, sir, for giving him the opportunity. They didn't give him no opportunity. They created an opportunity for themselves. They're getting the opportunity, not Deion. And Deion, don't get me wrong. Deion is going to eventually negotiate a contract that is more consistent with his net worth. He's going to go to some other school or maybe stay in Colorado. I don't think he's going to stay there. I think he's going to go somewhere else. And they're going to pay him $15 million, maybe $20 million a year. He deserves all that. I'm happy for him. I do not feel bad. I do not feel like he's getting gypped. I think he's smart enough to understand the deal that he made. He understands his worth. What I'm talking about is you. I'm talking about our community, man. Why in the hell are we always okay with them taking the very best that we have, making a gangster amount of money off this, and leaving Jackson without Jackson ain't even got clean water. Jackson ain't even got clean water. so they went into a city that can't even afford clean water and said, we want to take the most valuable thing you own, and we're going to take that and we're going to use it for ourselves. Do you understand that this is white supremacy, y'all? This is what they do all around the world. That's what they did to Africa. That's why Africa is the richest country in the world, but yet the poorest. How can the country with the most resources have the most poverty? That don't even make no damn sense. That's crazy. That's crazy talk, right? But that's because of the doctrine of unequal exchange. Look it up. Dr. Claude Anderson writes about this in Black Labor, White Wealth. That's his book. His website is powernomics.com. He talks about that consistently and extensively and explains why Black neighborhoods are poor and Colorado's rich as hell. because they make these deals. They're playing the long game. You're playing the paycheck game. They're playing the ownership game. You're playing the employee game. They're playing the wealth game. You're playing the income game. If you keep playing the income game, then you're going to lose. You're trying to run the ball and get 3 yards. They're throwing the ball down the field and scoring 80-yard touchdowns. That's the difference. When you play the game of economics wrong, you always find yourself on the screwed end of the deal. Start playing chess, not checkers. This was a chess move beyond belief. Think about this. They didn't even have the money. They didn't even have the money. They said, we broke. We ain't got that kind of money. We can't pay this guy, but we're going to put him to work. As soon as we put him to work, we're going to have more than enough. We could buy 10 Deion Sanders now. Think about that, people. I need you to process that. I got to go. My wife is waiting on me. I'm speaking at the Black Wealth and Power Conference in Austin, Texas this weekend. My website is boycewatkins.com. There's free economic resources there. If you want to get started in your economic journey, I do everything from a Black perspective. I teach people who are not Black. There are lots of people who learn from me who aren't Black because they're smart enough to learn from the smartest. And we are B1 people, Black first people, intelligent Black people, the smartest people on the planet. So there's no discrimination. However, I need to make it abundantly clear that my community is the top community. That's my top priority. Colorado could not hire me for anything. All right. So anyway, guys, do me a favor. Also, please hit that thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. My website is drboycebooks.com. Also, if you want to go get a copy of my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. In addition to that, the All Black National Convention is going to happen in Atlanta, October 20th through the 22nd. If you'd like to join us there, where we bring together experts in the B1 community to really build for the future, go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Last but not least, here's something else that's free for you in case you haven't done it yet. If you want to get a free copy of our $5 a day investing plan, I have a training called How to Make Money Without Working. I also give out profit alerts on stocks that I like. I wrote my dissertation on the stock market. So if you'd like to get that for free, just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996. Okay, guys, I got to get out of here. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. Now I got to go apologize to my wife, but I had to come talk to y'all about this. So I can't apologize too much. Love you. See you soon. Take care. Peace.